What's up, shitheads? It's Ryan and Travis back with another episode of Dudes Talking Shit. This is episode number 43. Woo! Dude, I got a fucking question for you.
Okay.
So I told you to think this up a couple weeks ago and we just didn't fucking do anything about it. Is there any celebrities out there that you would want to fight?
I forgot about this.
Lately there's been this thing and
we got so off. I think we were gonna go here last week.
Yeah.
But we got really into talking about childhood.
Yeah, it was like you said, it was wholesome as fuck.
Yeah.
So it all started a couple years ago, I guess 2017, when although he was a big name, Conor McGregor calls out Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Super underqualified for that fight. So you don't a guy with zero professional boxing doesn't call out probably the greatest boxer ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in like the end of his career, like when he actually retired. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. But because of his name, because of Conor's name and status, he was able to get that fight to happen.
Right.
Now we're seeing it more with like Logan Paul and Jake Paul and KSI and fucking Nate Robinson and like, you know what I mean? There's like fucking basic nobodies, but because they've established a name, they can call out like
a real fighter.
Right.
Ben Askren.
Yeah,
Very real fighter.
Exactly. There's another one. So are there any celebrities that you would want to fight? And when I say that, I mean, those have all been essentially an athlete getting called out by a fucking non-athlete.
Yeah.
For something athletic.
So you're just saying a celebrity.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's a single professional fighter that we should be calling out.
No.
For the big money, you know?
Like, any fighter would just whoop you so fucking bad. Do I have a real hate in my heart for anybody?
Like someone that, and when I say fight, I'm not talking about a shitty like exhibition boxing match. I'm talking about an MMA fight.
Like full on you.
Yep.
Like we're fighting in the UFC.
Yes.
I think I'm going to need you to start off on this one. I'm going to need to think about it for a couple of minutes.
All right. John Stamos.
Why John Stamos?
Because in the late 80s and early 90s, he was a fucking heartthrob with his Greek skin, his perfect hair, his obsession with Elvis Presley, living in a fucking room with those fucking bunny rabbits around it, playing guitar like he was a hard ass driving a Harley, but really, he was a fucking soft guy and totally misleading. And then after the show Full House was over, like, I think there was a little period where he wasn't straight. And that's why his wife left him, Rebecca Romaine. Because like he was like a super pretty boy. Nothing wrong with that, I suppose. But it's just very deceiving. Then all of a sudden he's like cool again as Uncle Jesse. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the mixed feelings. I think he deserves an ass whooping.
You feel like he misled people throughout his life.
I think he fucking misled people extraordinarily. I'm not into it.
Extraordinarily.
I think Uncle Joey was tougher than him, with his hockey playing and all that, and fucking woodchuck voices.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Danny Tanner. We all know what happens off the camera. Danny fucking Tanner was more hardcore
than him.
Than Jesse Spano or whatever. Jesse Consopoulos. That's what it was.
Drake.
Yeah, all right.
So I've told the story on the podcast, but I had a run-in with Drake.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember you telling this.
Yeah. So it was the Junos 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in Newfoundland. And anyways, I had somehow stumbled in to a backstage area of the Junos, and I was very drunk, of the like Juno hotel where they were all the hotel they were all hanging out in.
Yeah.
And I stumbled across him with his security. I was like, yo, Drake, I fucking love you, man. And just like, you know, very innocent and a genuine fan of his music and him being like good fucking Canadian.
Sure.
And his security was like, yo, man, he's trying to fucking eat. And they got real mad and real heated. And I was just like, fuck that guy. Like, why you gotta be like that for? I was just excited to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to hurt. No, I wasn't gonna like go up and ask him for an autograph. I was just professing my love.
Fuck that.
Yeah, Drake. I'm trying to think who else.
You know who I would want to fight? Like, seriously fight?
Oh, I fucking know. Okay, you go first, but I got a fucking one for sure.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, you know who I'm about to say. So, like, I really want to fight John Stamos. But you know who I really want to fight? Like, I really, really fucking want to fight? 6ix9ine. I would love
fuck that
to
guy
beat the shit out of that little
entirely.
fucker.
He is a fucking mega douche.
Oh yeah, I would like John Stamos is like the kind of guy that you'd be surprised maybe he knows some fucking crazy jujitsu or something. So that might be
Yeah.
a scrap. But I think there's not a way on this planet that 6ix9ine doesn't walk out with a broken jaw from me.
Oh,
I would sleep him so bad.
What I've never understood is so now people hate him because he's a snitch, right?
Yeah,
But I don't understand what the appeal of him was before that.
I never understood it either.
Like, why did people care? His music shit.
Yep.
He's shit.
Yeah.
He's fucking annoying.
Like I get the whole it's 69 is a funny number.
Yeah.
So I get it. Getting it tattooed on you 69 times is kind of funny, but it's funny exactly one time, and then
Fucking
that's it.
loser.
And then it's like, oh, okay, well that's that.
Kevin O'Leary.
Who's Kevin O'Leary? Mr. Wonderful?
No, the fucking Dragon's Den guy.
That's Mr. Wonderful.
Oh yeah, that dude's a fucking asswipe.
Oh fuck.
He is a giant
My mom
douchebag.
sells painting or used to sell paintings on a lake he has a cottage at.
Did he buy a painting? Probably not, because he's a fucking
Well,
asshole.
it wouldn't have been him. It would have been maybe one of his housekeepers or something that might
Decorating
have.
the house.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, he is. I just remember what used to really rub me the wrong way about him is that Dragon's Den show in particular. But it's a lot to do with how fucking pompous he is.
Yeah.
On Dragon's Den, all the other dragons who were probably not. He is definitely the wealthiest one on there, I think.
Yeah, but that was through one fucking deal for children's books.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like, although he has some successful businesses and all that, he developed like a children's book that kind of reads to them or something when he flipped pages. Like he developed that and
okay.
sold it. So like basically although yes, he has the largest net worth and all that from
Not the most impressive business.
Exactly. He sold Askew. He's the first one to call people out for that all the time. How like, hold on, you're selling me a product, not a business. You know what I mean? There's a
And
product.
that's what he did.
That's basically exactly what he did.
Yeah.
It just yes, there was several children's books, so technically it wasn't one product.
Right.
But
overall, that's what the sell was.
Right.
Because
I think until Mark Cuban for the American one, the Shark Tank. I
yeah.
think Mark Cuban is probably a little further
definitely
on. Yeah.
wealthier than him. But like the most impressive on the Canadian ones were Arlene.
Arlene Found?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for her.
Yeah, she's like a marketing and
Yeah, yeah.
advertising fucking genius. And I don't know the guy's name, but the one who owned like the Boston Pizza.
Jim Living.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion,
And-
business-wise,
and he
he's
seemed-
probably the most successful out of all of them.
And he seems so kind.
Yeah.
Like genuine with his time.
Even out of the American one, I still think he'd probably be the most successful as far as like
franchise
legitimate
chain.
businesses and not just like a fucking striking gold once and running with it.
Do you know why he's a nice person?
Probably because he used to be a Mountie and a professional wrestler.
I didn't not know. But I was going to say he's probably a decent person to other people because I bet he's worked as a server once in his life.
Yep.
That changes you as a person.
I know that at once upon a time when he was younger, he was a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Like this is before it was WWF or anything.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like probably not even like I don't even think it was televised. Like
Right.
maybe radio. It was in Bingo Hall. Okay, so he did it then. Then he became I believe an RCMP officer in a very small town where he was like one of only a couple of the cops there.
Yeah.
Basically made money from that. Bought a restaurant like that was already there. Like I think he started working at it and then eventually just bought the business out from his owners.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history, kind of spread from there. Still to this day, from what I hear, every time a Boston Pizza opens, which there's at least one in every city,
Oh my God,
he
yeah.
goes to the grand openings. Or maybe not
Oh.
the grand openings, but sometime around
Visit
when
it.
it opens,
Yeah.
and formally meets the general manager and the staff the first time they open the stores and everything.
Man.
Which is a superhuman human person, right?
Yeah. Well, that's like. So my father worked for Costco for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the president of Costco and founder, Jim Sinegal, he's since like retired from the business and sold to his partner, I believe. But he would within 2 years, every 2 years, he would visit every Costco store in the world.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Is Costco? I thought Costco was North America. I didn't know there was
No,
everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Shit.
They're like huge in Japan.
No shit.
Yeah.
had no
Their
idea.
biggest market.
Costco is huge in Japan.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking huge in Japan, except for the people and the apartments.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad met him a bunch of times.
Shit, we've never had a listener in Japan. Like we've had
Really?
a lot of countries. We've probably crested 40
Japanese
40
keep to
countries by
themselves.
now.
I
I'm
don't
willing to
think they
bet.
give a fuck about us.
Maybe only 30, but like a lot of countries.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think the Philippines are the only Asian country that has ever.
Are we in all of the colonies?
What colonies?
So like UK, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, obviously.
Yes. No South America though, or South Africa.
South Africa. Oh.
No. A few African
The
countries.
colonies.
Though. Yeah. A few.
Any Caribbean countries?
No. Yeah, I want to say Jamaica,
Do you think that was someone?
and I think Nicaragua, if that's considered Caribbean.
Do you think if we ever got a country stamp from somebody listening, like Mexico or something, do you think it's actually just like someone from Canada or the United States in that country listening?
Like on
at the time?
vacation
Yeah.
or something? Who knows?
We've only been going really though during the pandemic,
Yeah.
so that'd be weird. But yeah, fuck Kevin O'Leary. I'd punch that fat fuck right in the
That'd
face.
be a fun one to fight.
Oh, dude, because he would be so ignorant about it, and
But
I'd beat
the
the
thing
living
is,
shit out of him.
He's still a good, like a Canadian guy at heart. Like he still goes to cottages. He still fucking goes fishing, and he goes like chopping his own wood and shit like that. Or at
Still
least there's video of him
Still
doing
a
it.
fucking knob. You don't gotta be fucking rude.
No,
to
but I'm
people.
just thinking it wouldn't be. I don't think it'll be the suit dummy that you're thinking. I think the scrap will be harder, but it's still a good scrap. Like
Yeah.
I still think you come out on top, of course. But I
Yeah.
don't think it'll be like his hands aren't soft, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I think
No.
he's fucking swung an axe.
I think when it went to the ground, you could tap him quick because
Yeah.
he wouldn't have the agility or mobility to
I don't
move
think
around. On the
even if it stayed on your feet, I don't think he'd keep up long. But
who is a celebrity that would seem like an easy fight, but would probably actually be a huge fucking problem when you got in there with him?
I'm willing to bet like Tom Cruise or something.
Dude, man, I had two in mind. Tom Cruise was one of them, and Justin Bieber.
I bet Justin Bieber could hold his own.
I
100%.
bet that little fucker's a handful.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't scrap him. I have nothing against Bieber. I can't say
I
a
love
bad thing
Bieber.
about him.
I think's the world of Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his haircut currently looks a little stupid, but that's coming from a bald guy, so you know.
Oh man, I think Bieber just got a bad rap. Like, remember that time?
He pissed in like a janitor bucket and stuff. Like,
Yeah, and did he egg his neighbor's house or
yeah,
something?
something like that. He got banned from the United States for a little while for that.
Yeah, and it's like people are like, "Oh, Justin Bieber's a disgrace to Canada." Blah blah blah. It's like, find me a fucking 17-year-old who hasn't egged a house,
Yeah.
let alone one that's a multi-fucking millionaire. If anything, the fact that he's being labeled a bad boy for egging a house is the most Canadian thing ever.
The weird thing is though, like since he's kind of chilled completely out over the past couple of years, got married and shit, like living
Yeah.
kind of low. I think he's
Haley
living in
Baldwin.
Canada now. Like he's living like back in his hometown sort
Oh,
of thing.
probably, yeah.
Near, it's called Stratford. It's near Toronto, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's like, because what amount of income does he really have coming in right now?
Oh, it doesn't matter. He is as long
Dude,
as
he only
his-
had a couple $100 million. When I say only, I mean, you know, compared to a lot of celebrities, when you're still making wicked money.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
you
he's made
gotta-
fucking nothing lately.
Well, no, just think of the continuous revenue stream though. Like, think of like his YouTube revenue alone,
Think so?
his Spotify downloads.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying the guy's about to go broke,
No.
but I
He-
think he got his head screwed on at some point to the point.
Oh,
I don't think he has to work ever again. He could fade off into the fucking sunset.
Yeah.
And I think he's smart enough to not spend his $200 million.
He has a new album coming out like next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I just heard about it this morning. On
never
the queue.
mind then.
Or the morning before. on the
Here's a
queue.
note for Ryan. Go back and delete this last minute of conversation.
But again, I think kind of in saying that though, it's very quiet. Like he's releasing this album and there's not like a ton of promotion or talk about it. There's not like a crazy single blowing up on YouTube or on the radio. Like We listen to pop radio at work all
Yeah.
the time. I haven't. Tell me the last
What
time
was-
you heard a Justin Bieber song.
I'm trying to think of when his last singles or hits
Yum.
were with fucking.
Yum, 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 yum.
That's Bieber.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought the last one was, honestly, I was gonna say fucking Skrillex and Diplo. That song that they had. Is it too late to say I'm sorry?
No. There was like only a couple more after that. Again, though, I feel like you're right in your assumption. I think he's the kind of person that has had the right people around him.
Do you think he's gonna Timberlake it? Get into a little bit of acting now and like
He
music
could if
and
he
acting,
wants
but
to.
like like Timberlake was a fucking. He was a little crazy when he was with Britney Spears and fresh out of NSYNC. He wasn't
Yeah.
like fucking buck wild, but like
I think Bieber got real crazy for a bit.
yeah, because he was younger.
100%. He was younger, I think, with more money and more freedom.
Maybe Timberlake did do that, but it was also at a time where cell phone cameras and shit weren't capturing every fucking
sure.
fuck up, you know?
Yeah. I think Bieber, it wouldn't surprise me if, like you said, in the not too distant future, if like Bieber has had the right people around it seems like his parents were healthily involved in his career
Yeah.
and his life, that they have created some kind of safety net for him, that if he just wants to be like, nah, I'm done with this, I just want to go have a kid and like live with my wife and try and have as close to a normal life as I can, I bet he has the financial future he can do it. He's also with his management is, have you ever heard of Scooter Braun?
Yes.
That's his like manager from day one.
Scooter Braun, doesn't he fucking own 100 Thieves? Or
He's-
is he one of the owners?
Yeah, so Scooter Braun and Drake
Right.
are co-owners with Nadeshot.
Yeah. I think they're like, I think Scooter Braun, I don't know. I know that it's not like a 50-50 by any means, but I think it's like, they ain't gonna lose no money anytime soon.
Yeah, I think maybe the investment standpoint from Scooter and Drake is probably something along the line of, okay, we own this percentage of the company until we make back our money with interest.
Yeah, probably.
I know a lot of deals go down like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just want to be a part of it forever because maybe they do see that the future is probably esports.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen this new esports stadium they're building in Toronto?
Yeah, fucking waste of money that's gonna end up being.
What do you mean?
Oh, currently esports are happening on the E, you know,
Yeah.
electronically.
Yeah, I think it'll be a thing again. Like, my brother went to the League of Legends
Yeah.
finals at the Air Canada Center.
That would be fucking insane. I don't know the first thing about League of Legends.
Yeah.
But I do know that I've been to some events where like at hotel conference centers for like COD and stuff when it's happening in
it's
one room
madness.
and League is happening in the other. It's ridiculous the amount of noise coming over. Like there's some buck wild shit. Every time I watch League of Legends on Twitch or something,
Yeah.
it's like I don't get it. Like it just that sort of games just don't register. Like my brain can't comprehend like that
Yeah.
or WoW or StarCraft or anything.
Yeah, my brother went to the League of Legends finals, and yeah, he said it was fucking nuts. League of Legends is actually a really interesting game. That and Dota,
Yeah.
because they came from a mod on Warcraft 3.
Oh, is that where?
Like a modded game mode in Warcraft 3. Like, man, in like early 2000s, late 90s, that it played like those games play now. Of course, those are just much more evolved and well fleshed out versions of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember probably would have been like 2003-ish, 2004. My brother would have been 7 or 8. And he was playing that modded version of Warcraft 3, which eventually like spun off into League of Legends and Dota.
I remember playing on Windows 95.
Really?
No, you know what? It might have been 98.
Wait, what game?
StarCraft and
Man,
Age of Empires.
Dude, both of those games were so
Yeah.
fucking good.
We had in the computer lab at our elementary school still. We had those games somehow loaded on all the computers, as well as I want to say Quake and maybe Doom. And so after school you could
Quake and Doom were so fucking violent.
Fuck yeah, man! You could sign out a computer and just like play those for like until like 5 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was sick. So I did that a lot. And then I remember Duke Nukem came out and just going through just shooting zombies with a pistol.
Yes.
Man, if the teachers only knew what I had playing through my fucking Panasonic headphones, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like-
Because in Duke Nukem, he used to curse and everything.
Oh, yeah.
didn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've got balls of steel.
Yes.
Blow it out your ass.
I really enjoyed. Another one was Command and Conquer.
I never played that one.
That was such a fucking good game too. Command and Conquer Red Alert. Me and my brother used to just play it endlessly.
What was the first computer game you remember playing? Like,
Wolfenstein.
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck, I remember playing a video game called Tank Wars even before that. Like,
Really?
we're talking, I literally don't even think that Windows 95 was out yet. Or maybe it was, but this was an HTML game. You had to exit Windows to play it.
No way.
Yeah, it was like, it was super fun. It was simple. There was like, I don't even know how to, like the graphics were nil.
Yeah.
Like the sky was blue, the ground was green. The tanks were like basically a square with a little like dick sticking out of it for like the rocket, and you had to like try to figure out the trajectory and shoot.
Yeah. Almost like a Space Invaders type thing.
Sort of, yeah, sort of, but it would
Yeah.
like go like on an arch, like a rainbow,
Okay.
and you try to hit your enemy, and they'd load like what you're playing with. You're sitting beside the enemy. Sometimes you could use a computer and make them,
Yeah.
different skill levels, or you could play against a person. You'd have to try to shoot at each other, but you couldn't always, like, you didn't know what the trajectory was going to be.
Right.
And sometimes like the kind of cannons you're shooting wouldn't go so far. Some would go like way into the sky and then like never come back down. Sometimes they would go, but then the ground would pop like below you, like fucking inertia, right?
Yeah.
So if your tank fell, it would explode and you'd die. So if you like got a wicked bomb, but you didn't have enough power behind it, it
Right.
would only go a little bit, blow out the land in front of it. You'd slide down and just explode yourself. I don't know how to explain it, but I have tried so hard to find fucking this game, that's been optimized for like current gen computers and stuff
Right.
to try to play for nostalgia
Can't
reasons.
find it.
Can't fucking find it, man. You can find a few YouTube videos of people recording themselves playing it
Yeah.
and shit, but man, hours and hours and hours at the public library playing that shit.
I think Wolfenstein is probably one of the most popular games for people's first game ever around that time. Would
Yeah.
you agree? You've
I never
probably
actually
seen
played Wolfenstein.
Uh,
I know the game and everything. I
Yeah,
just never actually played it.
Very little actual playtime. So my first experience was my friend Eric Delaney, who was like my childhood
Yeah.
really good friend. On his computer, he had it because I think Wolfenstein came out in like I want to say late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I believe that.
So by the time we played it, we're talking like 96. And yeah, we would play that. Do you remember your first multiplayer like online experience for a computer game?
I never ever played a computer game online.
Until you have your current setup?
Yeah, I used my first online, like playing with another human, would have been like, I'm talking Xbox 360, man.
So my first, I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, here it is. So my first online game experience was no one else remembers this game except for me and my brother. Was called Delta Force.
I remember hearing about that game.
Yeah.
I can tell you I never played it though. Sure of it.
The release date was 1998, and I remember like playing it so fucking much. Like that's all we did. I even remember spending a whole New Year's Eve when I was like 8 or 9 years old playing that game online. And oh fuck. So this is what it used to look like, which is
Oh my
pretty
God.
good for the
yeah,
time.
it doesn't look half bad at all.
Yeah, man. It was so fucking fun. Like, so for obviously people can't see the picture I just showed.
It'll be on
Ryan.
Instagram tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's a first-person shooter, and it was so cool. I remember getting really frustrated because, of course, at 8 and 9 years old, and this is the first multiplayer first-person shooter online experience that I remember and that I can think of.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't think of a first-person shooter that predates that. That's more to the realm of realistic. Obviously, there was Doom and Quake.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing that, it was so fucking good, man. It was incredible.
Wow.
That was all mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
And then you would have to select like weapon loadouts. Or was it? No, it was there was classes. So you could be like a sniper, an assault, like different things.
Yeah, yeah.
But that game was very ahead of its time.
I'd say so.
But I think a part of its issue was it was so ahead of its time that other games like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor at the time and Battlefield,
They weren't out yet.
and they got to just develop their game off that game's idea
Yeah.
and immediately come out with a better product. Yeah.
I think Call of Duty did it the most right.
Oh.
Out of all the first-person shooters that like,
No, numbers don't lie.
yeah, they came out and they just without question they figured out like the system, and I'm still standing by the fact that the two things that set it aside, like the movement was always known to be one of the things because it was just very ergonomical movement. If you're playing with a controller, if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, I can't speak to that because I have no experience in it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's probably easy. But the 60 frames per second, so it was nice visually.
Yeah.
It played well. Then there was like the easy perks and all that. So all these things like nothing else had at the time.
You're right.
When like COD 2 or 3, whatever the first online one was. But the thing that I'm still standing by that made it like the game and like no one else can ever capture that now
Yeah.
is numbers popping up.
Right.
Because that's stimulation. People like flashy numbers and things popping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like achievements.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
people like game shows and stuff. Big loud noises and hearing fucking.
That's why we watch Prices Right every day, like fucking zombies.
Exactly.
In the break room.
Exactly. You want that instantaneous reward for something you've done. So I say the numbers popping up and kill cams. Kill cams are something so many other first-person shooters or
Don't
just
do.
shooting games in general didn't do. And it's like there's no learning curve. You take away the ability to get better when you can't see what you've done wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I can see the other person's point of view for 5 seconds and say, oh, this is what they did, and oh, so I was standing in the middle of nowhere. Eventually you're going to learn you're a fucking baby buffalo out in a field. So
Yeah.
get behind cover. Oh, I was I was in a doorway. I don't get how he shot me. Oh, on the kill cam, I look like I'm a fucking picture frame.
Right.
I get it. Like, I would want to shoot that just because it was a fucking picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't stand in a doorway. Don't stand in a window. You know,
Right.
basics like that, you get to learn. And that's why I think COD is still to this day probably the dominant first person. Like Valorant's
agree.
having its own moment right now, but that's not gonna last long.
Jeez.
Believe me,
I
that
feel
game
like-
will not be
I
fucking
feel
around
like
for long.
Valorant's moment's already passed.
Well, numbers wise on Twitch, I'd argue against that. However, like I think that's still just a little streaming trend. I don't think that's like a fun trend.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck plays Valorant if they aren't some degree of content creator streamer?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah. Go find me.
What's it on? What platform is it on? Like it's PC, but
PC,
is it on BattleNet through Blizzard or is it on Steam or like does anyone even know?
I think it's Steam.
I don't fucking know.
So my little brother plays it, but I don't even know how much anymore. I think he's kind of. Actually, no. I think he's playing a fair bit of Valorant right now. But again, you're talking about like someone who is fairly high level and competitive with games,
Right.
And now that we're kind of talking about this, I want to bring up what I think is the second most popular and longest running first person shooter next to COD. I don't think it's ever eclipsed COD, but I think
Halo?
it has a better competitive scene.
Fuck, I wish Halo had a better competitive scene.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, that's one I never got into. See, and the only reason is I don't like the lack of aim down sight. Like I get that you actually can.
Yeah.
It has the ability to, but you don't. It doesn't help. It doesn't do. There's no benefit to it.
Right.
That sort of thing, and the graphics were never good. Like they were good for the time that the game was originally developed. But hello, it's 2021. I want to see some fucking shader packs. I want to see shadows and like I want to see like a fucking line of a brick. You know?
Why do you think that even though Counter-Strike hasn't developed in the same way to be, because let's be honest, like Call of Duty is a very pretty game.
Yeah.
Like it looks incredible.
Especially on my fucking 3090 graphics card. you're fucking right. My gigabyte
flexing
3090.
right now?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. With that fucking all that stuff turned up, ultra, the fucking ray tracing on it. Oh my god, it looks so real.
Why do you think Counter-Strike hasn't had the like, or why do you think Counter-Strike without being really pretty, without trying to really push a mainstream audience. Like, why does it have the staying power?
Because as far as competitive playability,
Yeah.
it's like, I think probably the benchmark, because it just functions. It's extremely balanced. The maps
Yeah.
are very well designed for like competitive play,
Yeah.
especially because they're all bomb and zone related, right?
Right.
There's no like team deathmatch. It's always like
Right.
plant bomb, defend it. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
capture flag, return flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they have a competitive game needs to have laneways so that you can. There's 3 ways. You can either go A, B, or C. You got to go this way, or this way. And it's like whoever has the better strategy wins. It's like an easy. I don't even want to call it chess. It's like it's better than checkers, but it ain't quite chess. It's
For
simple.
sure.
It's simple. There's not a lot of thinking involved, but it comes down to your simple strategy plus your reaction for headshots and shit.
Man, I think you actually just made a good point there without fully making it. But
nice, thanks.
Counter-Strike and Valorant, because I feel like Valorant is a very similar
Valorant
gameplay.
is just Counter-Strike 3.
Yeah, it's Counter-Strike with magic.
Yes.
And what's the other one? Overwatch is kind of similar.
Fuck
as well.
Overwatch, man.
Oh,
Overwatch is just hold right trigger and shoot.
for sure. But they're both kind of not quite chess, but a little bit better than checkers.
Yeah.
But kind of to carry back to the beginning of our conversation, League of Legends is chess.
Yes.
It
from
is
from everything I can
highly
see.
complex.
I just said I don't know anything about it, but from what I have tried to learn, because I actually tried to get into it at once upon a time.
Of course,
From
yeah.
just watching, I'm like, I don't know, man. And I don't know how to play chess, so that probably adds up.
I think much to the credit of people like yourself, who you're a sports fan, but
Yep.
we've talked about, like, you're not a hardcore follow every single statistic sports fan. You enjoy the games.
Yeah, I enjoy the real time.
Right. And I feel like you wanting to know a little bit about League of Legends is not necessarily that you want to play it, but you do want to have the baseline knowledge to understand it.
Yeah.
And to be able, if no other good game is on, like if there's not a good competitive COD match, not a good competitive Counter-Strike match, like none of your favorite streamers are on, you're like, oh, I'll watch some League of Legends. Like, whatever. Like, it's just another competitive thing to watch.
I don't think I could. There's some people that do stream it that I'm a very big fans of them, but when they stream League or World
do
of
it.
Warcraft, I'm just like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, not for
I,
me.
I won't. Not even for background noise. I'm like, I'll actually click away. I'm like, nah, done.
Yeah.
Same with Rocket League. There's not. I mean, that's not the same
I don't
type of
like
game.
Rocket League.
But it's just like, I have a bunch of streamers I like to watch, and as soon as they flick on Rocket League, I'm like, I'm out. I have no interest in.
Rocket League is less than checkers.
Oh fuck yeah! It's fucking soccer.
Rocket League, oh man. I feel bad shitting on it too much because we have some friends who are super into it.
Do we
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
we do. We'll make fun of them later.
Yes. I didn't know that, but I'm gonna fucking harass them.
We can make fun of them at work on Monday.
Nice.
Rocket League is so fucking lame, bro. So, do you know when Rocket League's not lame?
When Dead Mouse is playing it on stage, that's when it's cool.
Rocket League is not lame when it's just you and a few friends drinking beers playing a split screen game of Rocket League.
I've never done it.
Yeah, that's fun because then it's kind of like playing split screen GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking beers and yelling at each other and it's funny.
Dude, I used to love playing split screen fucking Halo. And
Oh.
because that game, by the time they got up to Halo style, like how big those maps are, multiplayer
Yeah.
and shit, you couldn't really do a ton of screen peeking. Like you kind of had to be focused on so much other shit.
Oh, dude.
It was harder. Like you could do it, but you couldn't really.
Do you know what we used to do all the time with Xbox? Because Xbox was very good for LAN parties.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get like four people together. Now, do I remember correctly in saying you could only pair up 2 Xboxes to each other?
No, you could do. When we're talking Xbox, like the original,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it was just like you could only have one Ethernet cord going between an Xbox to an Xbox. But we'd have like 4 TVs set up, 4 Xboxes, and there'd basically be tournaments going on
Yeah.
throughout the room of like big, it would only be 8-player death matches. But man, what a fucking good time that
Dude,
was.
for the Christmas party this past year at work, like before you were working with us, The Christmas party got kiboshed because fucking
I was
COVID.
there then.
What?
I was with you for Christmas this year.
Yes, but you weren't yet at the time
Oh,
of this
okay.
when this whole thing. So we were planning a Christmas party, which ended up getting kiboshed because of COVID fucking spiking up again a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to do, so we were gonna just do it at the car dealership.
Yeah.
That way we don't, because we couldn't go all to a banquet or anything like that. And
Yeah, couldn't
and
go
we
to
there
somewhere.
we weren't allowed to have like plus ones. It was just gonna be like the staff because we're already like together every day anyway.
Yeah.
And because we were at a car dealership, we weren't allowed to drink either.
Yeah.
Which we were trying to get a liquor license for, but it wasn't like it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I suggested like because I talked to a bunch of people. I'm like, dude, why don't we fucking like straight up bring a bunch of PlayStations in because everyone's fucking got one. We'll bring in monitors and we'll have a fucking little bit of a LAN party for all the people that like to play.
Yeah.
And they could have so much fun doing that. Like, I don't think it would be that much fun to play COD that way because then it would be a little too. Maybe like quick little matches of Nuketown or something.
Yeah.
But like to do like a racing game or something.
Yeah.
Could have been like a fucking ton of fun.
Totally.
Yeah. So I suggested doing that anyway. That I was looking forward to it. I used to do LAN parties with Xbox 360 all the time.
Really?
All me and my buddies, we would fucking do that all the time, man.
Oh man.
That was fun.
That stuff was so. Having LAN parties when you were a kid was the fucking best,
Yeah.
man. Not even as a kid. Even when you were like in your teens and early 20s, it was still fucking good.
Dude,
time.
in 8th grade, so in at least where I lived at the time, that's like the end of elementary school.
Yeah.
Depending on where you live here, that might have also been the middle of junior high, depending on like, it was just, I didn't have a junior high. I went straight from elementary to high school.
Yeah.
So I'm 8th grade. My teacher gets some sort of cancer thing in the last like 3 months of the year.
Sure.
So she had to take time off. So we basically had a substitute teacher that filled in the last couple of months. Super cool guy. I still to this day wish that I had him for a full year because I feel like I actually learned a lot from him. He wasn't just a fucking person that showed up because it was a job. Like he actually seemed to care.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like he like let us finish school about 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
Like, he did all this curriculum stuff, and then like we just kind of that was it. Now it was like, well, sorry guys, like you still got to show up for 2 more weeks. He let us have a fucking tournament, like a LAN party tournament with Nintendo 64s at the time. So we brought a couple, I think 3 of us brought in a TV,
Yeah.
an N64, and each of us brought 4 controllers in.
Yeah.
And we had like a full, like a whole, like a, what the fuck's it called? Like a tournament?
Yeah.
What's that thing called? You know, the chart? Two.
Like a bracket?
Bracket. There's the fucking word. We had like a huge fucking bracket where we all like teamed up for Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
And that was it. The winner was gonna win something. I don't remember what, like
Yeah.
a pizza party or something like that. I don't fucking remember. But on one of the TVs that was like the warm up station, it quickly turned into GoldenEye tournaments happening over there. So that was happening. We were playing split screen GoldenEye with 4 fucking friends that
Yeah.
in class that you don't get to hang out with outside of class. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that you never talk
And it was
to.
getting
They were
heated.
only in school friends. Like, so we were fucking, me and some friends that I actually did hang out. We would just shred them, of course, because we played this game all the time. And then on Mario Kart, I remember I went out into the hall to get a drink from the fountain right before one of my matches was going to start. And it was always like, I want to say it was a pull a name of a hat who gets to pick their characters first.
Yeah.
That way
It's fair.
everyone got to choose fucking Yoshi once, or it was just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Well, one time I fucking was out getting a drink. I didn't realize that they were starting the game like right now. I knew that we were still getting geared up. This was when we were playing doubles. So it was like me and my buddy Luke versus I can't remember who else.
Yeah.
Well, they decided to fucking pick my character for me while I'm out there. I get back in class. They're a lap and a half in. I'm still sitting at the fucking starting line. I won that motherfucker, man. That still to this day is my shining moment in fucking
That's your
in
career
Mario Kart.
accomplishment.
Oh yes, dude. All I did, every fucking mystery box was nothing but thunder and star, thunder,
'Cause you were
star.
so far
I kept
behind.
crushing them. They'd turn little and they'd have half the speed. And then all of a sudden I'd get a star, and I was fucking going like double the
Flying.
speed. Just I'd fucking hit them. Oh man, that was like it was a photo finish too. Like I'm
That's
almost thinking the
fucking
game,
wicked.
like the game coding, realized, holy shit, this guy just did really good. Let's give him the win. Because in my mind, from my angle, I think that I saw the other guy cross first.
Yeah.
Like it looked like you were just a little further ahead of me.
That's fucking
But they gave
wicked.
me the dub, so I'm down.
Man, do you know, just to go back to the beginning of the episode, Jeffree Star,
Who's that?
he is a fucking arsehole. He is so, I don't know what his proper pronoun is. But anyways, Jeffree Star is a fucking jerk.
This pink-haired thing?
Oh my goodness, so fucking mean to
Ugh.
everybody.
It's ugly as fuck.
Fucking dickweed.
Dude,
Rude.
I think this is
Rude.
is this the bunny lady all grown up?
I don't know. No, what?
Remember
Bunny?
the disturbing bunny lady?
No, Poppy.
What? That's what that is?
No, the disturbing bunny. What?
Yeah, do you remember the disturbing bunny lady?
No.
Hold on, I got it coming here.
I don't think that's who Jeffree Star is. I don't like Jeffree Star simply based on like. I think she goes by she.
There. I'll put a couple screenshots up on the Instagram of this. It's a little fucking crazy. Just go to YouTube, everyone.
I have seen
and
this
type in
before.
like creepy bunny lady or disturbing bunny lady or whatever. And it's this
Or
fucking.
goddess bunny tap dancer.
It's like basically a midget, but not a real midget that has like no fucking meat on her bones. Like it's just she's a skeleton.
I think she has like brutal
And she
fucking
tap
anorexia.
dances. Yeah, it's fucking horrifying. Anyway, it gets to show her face up close, a little closer, and it looks like this Jeffree Star fuck face.
Yeah, like
Oh my god, why did I fucking start scrolling? I'm finding like so if you go to YouTube and you type in disturbing bunny lady, there's that video that we just looked at. There's 5 steps to comfort your rabbit when they're scared. Do you like the high five bunny? There's a person that's obsessed with bunnies and every video they have is about like having a pet bunny, how to befriend a shy bunny. And then there's catching predator, duct taped bunny, social experiment, interview with the goddess bunny, obsessed with bunnies, the forgotten story of Hollywood icon goddess bunny. Oh my god, she put on weight. Good for her. Hey, cool. 10 reasons you should not get a bunny rabbit. Dude, no shit. I just scrolled down and there's a fucking video. Dude, this phone was listening to our conversation. It out of nowhere. I'm just scrolling bunny. There's 6ix9ine, that little piss ant. Fucking 6ix9ine. I thought it was gonna be him dressed like a bunny, but it's the Zaza official music video. 35 million views. Fuck that guy.
6ix9ine's a fucking loser.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Jeffree Star, I'd punch him in the fucking face. He
Fuck, man.
is like, he's just one of those people who's famous on the internet for just starting shit with other people.
Yeah.
It's like if you're that fucking
Jake Paul,
difficult,
Logan Paul style.
100%. They're fucking douchebags too. But I'm being completely honest. I don't think I could beat them in a fight.
No, they'd probably beat me.
They
Yeah,
kick my ass.
I'll side with that. That's why I
Yeah,
picked fucking Jesse.
100%.
Jesse
It's kind of
Konstopoulos.
like even though Tom Cruise is super annoying, I don't know that I could beat him up.
Yo, but he's short. It's all camera work making him look
know.
like an adult.
But I think he's a wiry motherfucker.
Well, yeah, he's a fucking Scientologist and shit. Jumping
Yeah.
on couches. I love Kate Hudson or
And-
whatever her name was, Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. And feel like I've seen stuff where he's really trained in martial arts and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I think he might be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think he fucked
Plus,
you up.
let me just
Like,
tell
have you
you.
ever seen Bieber doing pad work?
No, but I bet
Boxing?
it's good. Yeah.
Oh, he's crisp.
Fucking Tom Cruise is known for his face. And I'm willing to bet if you get one little love tap in, like fucking just sizing him out on his nose, and he's thinking, oh my God, this guy's going to break the bridge of my nose that made me famous.
Yeah.
I think there might be some rage in his little eyes.
He kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like to go to the Bieber thing again, like him doing pad work and stuff, that's why his name ain't Jake Paul's mouth.
Yeah.
Because Jake Paul's like, that guy. I might get fucked up by Bieber if I talk out of
Imagine
turn
that.
here.
Because everyone still
Dude.
remembers that fucking.
Baby, oh.
You know what the first Justin Bieber album I listened to, Bell to Bell, was?
What's that?
The Christmas album. It wasn't half
No
bad.
way.
It wasn't
Dude.
even that bad.
Bieber fan club.
Yeah, it's not bad. Dude, I'm 1 degree of separation away from him.
How?
A girl I went to college with, who I still talk to here and there on like Facebook or Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
She's legitimately friends with him. Went to like elementary school and high school with him.
Oh,
And
they're
shit.
like homies.
Yeah, like they were friends throughout their childhood to the point where like she could still text him anytime.
Just be like, hey, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing? How you living?
Yep.
You rich motherfucker.
Yeah. It's interesting. I want to I thought of this a long time ago. I just don't know how I would ever do it. So I thought of this idea of like making a docu-series, like something that eventually like Crave or Netflix or Amazon or something would fund or buy.
Yeah.
And I want to do like, I want to pick somebody and find out like somebody completely obscure.
Right.
And I want to know, because you know that 6 degrees of separation saying, I don't, you know what I mean? How through 6 people, you know every person on the planet. You got to figure out what that 6 people are.
Yeah.
I want to find a specific person.
How do you get to them?
And how do I get to them? Like, I think that would be a very interesting one. You'd have to do someone like somewhat like of a name. Like, it can't be just some guy named fucking Zhao Xing.
Celine Dion.
Yeah. Like, how do I get to her? I don't think it would be that hard. In fact, I'm willing to bet it's real easy.
To get to Celine Dion?
Yeah, the reason I say that is so I have a lot of friends and family and all that in Northern Ontario because I spent most of my life living there.
Nah, I feel like you're.
So I don't know the names of those people, but I'm willing to bet it would be like this would not be a very hard thing to find Celine Dion. So let me just tell you, Northern Ontario, I know so many people there. Every person that like grew up and their families from there, they all have friends and family that live in this little place called Kapuskasing, also Northern Ontario. You got to do all your shopping in Sudbury though, where I lived. Kapuskasing is where James Cameron is from. James Cameron directed Titanic. You don't think James Cameron met Celine Dion once when she made that fucking song? So there's my chain. I just got to know that one person that knows that one person in Kapuskasing. So I only need to figure out 2 people.
I think you have an easier route to a lot of these people.
Why?
The owner of our company.
Yeah, probably.
He knows everybody.
Yeah, it seems like it. Especially, I would want to pick someone a little like famous, but not like a celebrity, but someone that's just famous for like something else, like Vladimir Putin, for instance. That would be a real interesting one. Vlad? Yeah, like how can I? Or what if you picked someone that's like dead now, like Saddam Hussein? I want to know how I know him.
How do you get to him?
Yeah. Like something like very cool. Like that would be a very interesting thing because it would take you. So the documentary would turn into like investigating, just like
even like who's like fucking Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Things like that aren't hard. I've talked about it before. I've met her. I don't. There is no degree of separation. Like, sure, she doesn't know me, and I don't know her. Yeah. But like, we've interacted once. So like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know if that really counts or not.
Dude, that would be such a fun thing to do. To be like, it would be even more interesting. To the point for the documentary, if you could get to these people and sit down and have a conversation with them.
That's what I mean. That's why I think it would be interesting because, like, right now especially on fucking Netflix, it seems these docu-series that are coming out with, like, special investigators are cool. Like, there was the one we talked about at work. There was, like, the Cecil Hotel.
That Cecil Hotel was fucking bullshit. That was bullshit.
Do you remember my example, what I told you about how the ending was? The ending was less exciting to that docuseries than it was when you win solitaire, when the cards fucking fall down, you know?
Oh my God.
It was stupid. So like that, there was you don't fuck with cats and shit like that. You know, like those kind of documentaries that are getting real popular now.
For sure.
So like the thing I'm talking about would be able to be filmed in that sort of style.
Yeah.
But it would also have like travel and tourism involved because you'd have to travel around the world.
It would almost be like a bit of a Borat type thing.
And you'd be able to meet other people's little stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Of how so Mrs.
How did you get to that person?
Yeah, exactly. Mrs. fucking Wendy Haraldson from Sheboygan, Ohio. Like, how do you know this person? You know.
So would you have to start with someone you know? You'd have to start with someone.
Well, obviously, that's your first degree. It has to be someone I know. But figuring who that person is, because you could lead down dead ends. You could I can get 4 deep, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, there's just 0 connections that goes to that next step.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I don't even know if at this point in the world, if we're even 6 degrees of separation anymore. It might be fucking smaller at this point now. But with social media and all that shit being so much more prevalent. It might be like we might be 4 degrees of separation away from just about anyone, or 5.
Could you? What about Conor McGregor? Could you get to McGregor?
I don't think that'd be hard. We're 3 degrees away. We've fucking had Gavin Tucker's coach on this show.
Yeah.
He knows people within the UFC. That person knows Connor. There.
Yeah.
I just don't know who those names are yet. I can't fill in the
you would
blank
just have
there.
to get them.
Right.
Very interesting. Man, this is a great concept. You probably shouldn't have said that.
I know. I really want to find a way to
On the
I just
internet.
don't know how reasonable it is to actually make it. Because think about the ridiculous amounts of dead ends you'd go down. 'Cause,
Well, I mean-
every person knows so many people. You know how many
And-
people I know?
Also, if you tried to sell the idea to like Netflix or Crave or whatever, they would be like, "Oh, so you have no filmmaking experience."
See, this is where things are different. I have an Emmy award-winning friend that is a filmmaker.
No way.
Yes, he owns an Emmy. He has it in his cabinet in his house. He
Really?
has an Emmy. I'm one, so I know this person. I can fucking pick up a phone and call him.
Be like, "Hey, man, I have this idea."
Yeah. He won it for a documentary, in fact, that he made back in, I guess I'd say this would have been like 2014.
You should pursue that.
Or
It's a
15?
brilliant idea.
Yeah.
It's very cool
Yeah.
to see how far you could get.
Yeah, I think it'd be real exciting. And what if you never do it? What if you just never figure it out? Then it means there's different seasons, or does this docuseries just have more than 4 or 6 episodes? Does it have 20?
Yeah, so would each episode be trying to get to a different person? You could do this endlessly, right?
Basically.
But then the only issue that you could run into.
You can't film every step along the way. There's the cutting room floor will be very full.
Oh, for sure. But let's say each season is 5 episodes, right? And
Yeah.
each episode, it's like episode 1. Can Ryan get to Barack Obama? Right?
Yeah.
And you go through the steps and you meet the different people to get to Barack Obama. So you do a season. And let's say it catches on like wildfire. People fucking love the show. You're funny in it. Like it's like kind of a humorous tale as well. I imagine it's like a comedic type thing almost, would you think?
It would have to be, but it would also have to be like
a little bit funny but serious at the same time.
Yeah.
Like put some humor into it. But if it becomes extremely popular, you ruin the legitimacy of it in the first season. Because then if you go into season 2 and now you're famous, of course you can get to those people. Of course.
through your agent that you now have.
100%.
Yeah, but that's one. Well, you'd still have to figure it out because, if you're picking, like I said, with my example of what if I know someone that can prove that they were friends with someone like Saddam Hussein, just like my example,
Right.
then my agent that ain't gonna help, not at all. You know what I mean?
I guess for political and world leaders and stuff.
Right. If it was something like that, or if it was just some random person that did something, like you find a news article from 2003 in fucking Cebu, Philippines. That's a town, a city in the
I get to
Philippines.
this person?
Can I get to that name? That fucking.
Well, and that's what actually. So say the first season's all celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Like all celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay? And no political people, no world leaders, just like Celine Dion, Seth Rogen, Joe Rogan. I don't know why.
Okay, man.
It was easy.
Chill out there, Rogan Dick Rider.
So the first one's all celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe the next season is all political leaders. But then by the time you get to the third season, now it's just, you look at a newspaper and be like, can I get to you?
What if you found a way to fucking revert? Let's say the show gets really popular and it's one of those things that becomes like a huge trend, like the way Tiger King did for a little bit, or like the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking talking about Cecil Hotel for a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What if, or like that Britney Spears documentary now that's fucking exploding? It's on. I think it's available on Crave. I don't know.
It
where
was
else.
on YouTube, but it was taken down.
Oh well, it's on Crave now.
Oh, okay.
It keeps showing up in my recommended, but I'm too busy watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Sorry. What if you flip it around, and the fourth season or whatever?
Really aggressive. Sorry.
I know. What if you flip it around, and you have to have someone find you?
Ooh.
You're the hunted instead of the hunter.
Can you get to me?
Yeah.
That would be the fourth season, you think?
So what it would do is, what if you rented a cabin in fucking somewhere, parts unknown, okay?
Sure.
And you filmed a little bit of around you, just enough to get some sort of clues. and been like,
no, because then it's just like a puzzle.
yes,
Like
yeah, I see.
that's a different kind of show.
Yeah.
Fun idea. Another idea.
All right.
But I think, like, in the 4th season, you would have to be like, all right, guys, like, at the end of the 3rd season, be like, now it's your turn. Like, can you get to me?
Well, that's why I think it'd be fun.
Could be inviting some serious fucking creeps.
No,
out.
so what you do is you have some sort of contest on social media for someone that wins this. All right? They win it. So they are the ones. The camera crew and shit follows them. And they have to try to find you. However, there's obviously a couple rules given. You can't use the producer that's reached out and be like, congratulations, Travis, you won the contest. You're going to find Ryan. You know what I mean? You can't use that person or their agent. Like, there's got to be a couple people blacklisted. They're in fucking... They don't qualify. You can't use them. Then when you find me, we could be a fucking dynamic duo tracking down other people. And it could be like, you know, to keep things fresh, something's got to switch around.
Oh, my goodness. What could even be cool, too, is like saying, like, whatever episode you do that in, that person's trying to get to you, but at the same time, you're trying to get to that person. Who can get there first? Like, if you meet in the middle, it's a draw. If you get them on connection 4, like, that would be funny too.
So it's like a 1v1 fucking The Amazing Race. Like,
almost like a Google Maps thing.
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't know. I always thought that 6 Degree of Separation show would be... or documentary would be cool. You wouldn't be able to put it in a 90-minute documentary. It would have to be a series of like 1 hour episodes. Yeah. And it would have to be like you said, 5. It would have to be, each season would have to be 5 episodes where at the end of the 5th episode, they find the person. You know what I mean? They actually finally get to them. So like each one was a different stage of...
Oh, no, I disagree.
Because you wouldn't be able to condense it all into one episode where they find a different person.
Oh.
It would just be... First, it would take forever to do it. Like, do you know, like I said, the cutting room floor for all the filming and shit that ends up in dead ends would just... It might literally take years to make a single episode. Whereas if you did a year or whatever and it took to do one season, that's pretty normal.
So let's say right now, you're like, okay, I want to get to... let's pick someone fucking random.
Colonel Sanders.
Sure. No, let's pick a fucking Andrew Schultz.
Okay.
Comedian we both love.
Yeah.
Realistically, so say you have the backing to make this show, how long do you think it literally takes you to get to him?
So it depends, because you also have to make the show entertaining. It can't be just a quick done. You gotta have someone buy into it. So there's got to be the first 15 minutes of like you plotting your line of attack. So let's take Andrew Schultz. He's a comedian. Okay, so all you got to do is try to meet someone someone that knows like legitimate local comedians, because there's a local comedian, I don't know a name right now off the top of my head.
Trent McKellen.
Sure. I'm willing to bet he's traveled a bit. Well, he happened to have made friends and connected with another comedian who's a little bit bigger, well-known, and traveled as well. Well, all of a sudden, like, you know what I mean? So the first 15 minutes of the episode or whatever could be us plotting, like, what's the easiest line of attack? That's the path of least resistance, in my opinion. That's going downhill the whole time. It's super simple. Find a comedian. That comedian knows someone. There's only so many fucking comedians. You know what I mean? When a comedian's in a room, they're not in a room with another 100 comedians fucking laughing at them.
Oh, yeah. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just boom, 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 boom.
The circle of elite comedians is very small, of like career comedians.
Yeah. So that could be like a real easy sort of line of attack. And and as soon as you get there, then you go to the next step. Joe Rogan. Well, fucking the guy has 1,500 episodes of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can get to someone.
Right. So there is an easy path of least resistance. Even if you picked a different, like a fucking, if you picked a random scientist or like Elon Musk or something like that. Well, there's your same path. Do the same exact one we just said. Pick a comedian locally. He knows a comedian that's a little bit bigger. So now we're on step 2. That comedian might know someone that's booked Schultz. There's 3. That guy knows Schultz. There's 4. Schultz knows Rogan, 5, and then by the time you get to the 6th degree of separation, you're at Musk.
Oh, right.
So the further along you get, it gets easier, Because like I said, I'm not sure that the saying is 6 degrees of separation, but I think it might be way less than that in today's day and age.
Right.
Like you might actually be down to 5.
That'd be very interesting if like you were proving that theory.
Right. That's what I mean. I think this would be, I'd watch it.
And,
I'm
yeah.
already watching it and it's just in my mind when I close my eyes.
And would it be harder to get to celebrities or to find regular people? Like, again, if you just...
So I think that celebrities are easy as pie.
Yeah.
I think that's way too easy.
Because you have a better way to hone in on them.
Yeah, those ones you could make like 1 hour episodes or whatever. You could probably get most celebrities in that time.
Yeah.
If anything that takes up time, it would be you literally meeting them, not finding the connection.
Right.
Because like part of the show isn't figuring out, it's like doing it.
Right.
Going and meeting subject A, subject B, subject C until you get there. Like that's the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just, oh, well, I know this guy named William Taft and he knows Harry Truman. And
Why did you say William Taft?
I was
What show are you watching right now?
I was about to start listing a bunch of U.S. presidents. I was just making up names, but I was grabbing U.S. presidents. Anyway, I don't think it's not that exciting to just know the names of the people in order to get there. It's going and meeting each individual one. And I think part of the intrigue of the show is finding a dead end, being like, oh, this will definitely be it. This guy definitely has to know someone. And you start going through his entire Rolodex of people he might have come across and known. And,
Yeah.
So I think that's the interesting part of the show.
Very, very neat concept.
Yeah, man. I've been thinking
like
about
it.
that for fucking years
Dude,
now.
If I were to ever tell you to act on one of your ideas,
That's it.
you.
So anyway,
that's it.
just to finish my thought there, I think that the celebrities are too easy.
Right.
I think those would be easy, but the intrigue to pull the audience in would be you
start
have to
with
do
celebrities.
celebrities.
Yeah.
And then I think it would be like politicians. Like I said, especially weird ones. Like a Barack Obama, probably pretty fucking easy, realistically. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of celebrities know him.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially now that he's no longer a president. Same with Trump. Something like that would be super easy. Like, I think any major country leader might be a little easier than you may expect because they go to galas where fucking celebrities attend and all that.
Yeah. What
I
the
think-
actual hard part could be is like getting them to talk to you for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's got to be like. So part of the rules are it's 6 degrees of separation. It can't be on the 7th person. You got to shave that down somehow. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't, or maybe there's just no way, and that is like, well, we failed.
That's your answer.
Maybe there's a bit of a challenge involved that you have
Yeah.
to do it within 6 people, or
Man,
because I was thinking like fucking Vladimir Putin or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that many celebrities I can get to in 5 or less because he's got to be the
Putin.
6th. You know what I mean?
I think you'd be one of the hardest people to get to in 6 steps.
Probably.
Except for like Chinese leaders.
Yeah,
We'd
I
never
think
get
it'd be
next
really
to
cool to
Chinese
do historical ones, like people that are like dead, but you can meet people that like can prove
Are
and
direct
yes,
descendants.
or that you know firsthand, like this person is that person.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Saddam Hussein, he's got fucking family that's still alive, like a wife, and I think he's still got a couple kids. I know Uday and Kusei or whatever, they're dead. They were dead before him, but
Oh, really? They get jacked.
oh, they got fucking murdered by fucking Bush. I think Bush did them in.
Oh.
But yeah, anyway, Uday and Kusei, that's what their names.
That's a rough go. That's when you know you're really vengeful on someone when you're killing their kids.
Yeah, before he got hanged.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to go watch fights.
Yes, man.
A little bit disappointed about Angela Hill, though. But
Fuck. That's
we'll
the way
save
she
that
goes.
for another time.
Anyway, that's a real cool idea. I think we're gonna make that happen. Maybe.
Maybe.
Not. Most likely not. Maybe I'll get to plotting something. Anyway, you can find us on Instagram at Dudes Talking Shit. You can find Ryan on Instagram at Drunk Ryan and Travis.
T-Van 23.
Send them your dick pics.
Later, shitheads.